by.
Stand by. Message phone.
5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike.
November.
3.
Mike.
Uniform.
Quebec.
Stand by.
Hotel.
5.
Lima.
Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike.
Alpha.
3.
Yankee.
Uniform.
6.
Stand by.
Delta.
5.
Charlie.
Foxtrot.
Sierra.
X-ray.
Juliet.
Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. Message follows.
Romeo.
5. Foxtrot.
India.
X-ray.
Yankee.
3. Uniform. X-ray.
Yankee.
Golf. 2.
Say it again.
Sierra.
5.
Kilo.
Fox.
7. Juliet. Oscar.
November.
Charlie.
Mike.
Quebec.
Quebec.
India.
Zulu.
Uniform.
Hotel.
Alpha. Oscar. Lima. 2.
Alpha.
Lima.
Yankee.
Tango.
6.
Yankee.
7.
Sierra.
Delta.
Tango. Foxtrot. Mike.
Sierra.
Whiskey.
Juliet.
I say again.
Echo.
5. Foxtrot. X-ray.
2.
Mike.
Romeo.
3.
Romeo.
Uniform.
India.
X-ray. Golf. 2. Sierra.
Sierra.
Kilo.
Yankee.
7. Juliet. Oscar. Charlie. Quebec. India. Uniform. Alpha. Oscar. Lima. 2. Lima. Tango. Yankee. Sierra. Tango. Foxtrot. Mike. Whiskey. More to follow. Stand by. November. 3. Whiskey. Alpha. 6. 5. Stand by. November. 3. Whiskey. Alpha. 6. 5. Stand by. November. 3. Whiskey. Alpha. 6. 5. Stand by. Message of 5. 5 characters on. November. 3. Whiskey. Alpha. 6. 5. Whiskey. 4. 7. Victor. Zulu. Charlie. Juliet. Papa. 4. 2. Golf. Hotel. Sierra. Foxtrot. 4. Tango. 3. Mike. Tango. Papa. 4. Echo. Charlie. Romeo. 3. Lima. Mike. Zulu. X-ray. Kilo. Quebec. India. X-ray. Victor. Romeo. Mike. 4. Delta. Zulu. 6. Romeo. Oscar. India. 2. 5. Kilo. India. India. Echo. I say again. November. 3. Whiskey. Alpha. 6. 5. Whiskey. 4. 7. Victor. Zulu. Charlie. Juliet. Papa. 4. 2. Golf. Hotel. Sierra. Foxtrot. 4. Tango. 3. Mike. Tango. Papa. 4. Echo. Charlie. Romeo. 3. Lima. Mike. Zulu. X-ray. Kilo. Quebec. India. X-ray. Victor. Romeo. Mike. 4. Delta. Zulu. 6. Romeo. Oscar. India. 2. 5. Kilo. India. India. Echo. This completes message of 5 characters. This is Milepost. Out. All stations. This is Milepost. Milepost. Break. November. 3. Tango. Tango. Zulu. Papa. Stand by. November. 3. Tango. Tango. Zulu. November 3 Tango Tango Zulu Papa. Stand by. Message following. November 3 Tango Tango Zulu Papa Juliet Romeo 4 6 2 X-ray Bravo Zulu 3 Charlie Golf Oscar 3 Victor Charlie Yankee Charlie 6 Zulu. I say again. November 3 Tango Tango Zulu Papa Juliet Romeo 4 6 2 X-ray Bravo Zulu 3 Charlie Golf Oscar 3 Victor Charlie Yankee Charlie 6 Zulu. This is Miles out.
Off it with a test count, testing 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, off stop.
This is milepost. Milepost. Right? November 3. Tango. Tango. Zulu. Papa. Stand by. November 3. Tango. Tango. Zulu. Papa. Stand by. November 3. Tango. Tango. Zulu. Papa. Stand by. Message follows. November 3. Tango. Zulu. Papa. Juliet. Romeo. 4. 6. 2. X-ray. Bravo. Zulu. 3. Charlie. Golf. Oscar. 3. Victor. Charlie. Yankee. Charlie. 6. Zulu. I say again. November 3. Tango. Tango. 6. Correction. Adam. 5. Zulu. Papa. Juliet. Romeo. 4. 6. 2. X-ray. Bravo. Zulu. 3. Charlie. Golf. Oscar. 3. Victor. Charlie. Yankee. Charlie. 6. Zulu. This is milepost. More to follow. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. November. November. Mike. Quebec. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. November. November. Mike. Quebec. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. November. November. Mike. Quebec. Stand by. Message follows. 5. Foxtrot. November. November. Mike. Quebec. Zulu. Hotel. Lima. Oscar. Alpha. Yankee. 6. 7. Delta. Charlie. Sierra. Juliet. 5. Echo. 7. Victor. 2. Romeo. Romeo. Cynthia. Uniform. Whiskey. Sierra. Yankee. I say again. Foxtrot. November. November. Mike. Quebec. Zulu. Hotel. Lima. Oscar. Alpha. Yankee. 6. 7. Delta. Charlie. Sierra. Juliet. 5. Echo. 7. Victor. 2. Romeo. Romeo. India. Uniform. Whiskey. Sierra. Yankee. This is milepost. More to follow. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. Message follows. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. X-ray. Golf. 2. Sierra. Kilo. 7. Juliet. Oscar. Charlie. Quebec. India. Uniform. Alpha. Oscar. Lima. 2. Lima. Tango. Yankee. Sierra. Tango. Foxtrot. Mike. Whiskey. I say again. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. X-ray. Golf. 2. Sierra. Kilo. 7. Juliet. Oscar. Charlie. Quebec. India. Uniform. Alpha. Oscar. Lima. 2. Lima. Tango. Yankee. Sierra. Tango. Foxtrot. Mike. Whiskey. This is Milepost. Out. Milepost. Milepost. Break. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. Stand by. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. Stand by. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. Stand by. Message of 50 characters follows. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. India. 4. Hotel. Mike. Echo. Bravo. Alpha. Oscar. Zulu. 3. Tango. Charlie. Golf. Hotel. Pop. Echo. Whiskey. Zulu. 3. Victor. Tango. Romeo. Juliet. X-ray. Tango. 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 7. Delta. Oscar. Kilo. Quebec. 7. Lima. Uniform. X-ray. Kilo. Delta. India. I say again. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. India. 4. Hotel. Mike. November. India. Golf. Uniform. Bravo. Echo. Bravo. Alpha. Oscar. Zulu. 3. Tango. Charlie. Golf. Hotel. Papa. Echo. Whiskey. Zulu. 3. Victor. Tango. Romeo. Juliet. X-ray. Tango. 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 7. Oscar. Correction. 4-0. Delta. Oscar. Kilo. Quebec. 7. Lima. Uniform. X-ray. Kilo. Delta. India. This completes message of 50 characters. This is Milepost. Out. All stations. This is Milepost. Milepost. Break. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. Stand by. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. Stand by. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. Stand by. Message of 50 characters follows. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. India. 4. Hotel. Mike. November. India. Golf. Uniform. Bravo. Echo. Bravo. Alpha. Oscar. Zulu. 3. Tango. Charlie. Golf. Hotel. Papa. Echo. Whiskey. Zulu. 3. Victor. Tango. Romeo. Juliet. X-ray. Tango. 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 7. Delta. Oscar. Kilo. Quebec. 7. Lima. Uniform. X-ray. Kilo. Delta. India. I say again. Bravo. Juliet. Whiskey. Uniform. 7. India. India. 4. Hotel. Mike. November. India. Golf. Uniform. Bravo. Echo. Bravo. Alpha. Oscar. Zulu. 3. Tango. Charlie. Golf. Hotel. Alpha. Echo. Whiskey. Zulu. 3. Victor. Tango. Romeo. Juliet. X-ray. Tango. 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 7. Delta. Oscar. Kilo. Quebec. 7. Lima. Uniform. X-ray. Kilo. India. Correction. 4. 9. Delta. India. This completes the message of 50 characters. This is milepost. More to follow. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. Stand by. Message follows. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. X-ray. Golf. 2. Sierra. Kilo. 7. Juliet. Oscar. Charlie. Quebec. India. Uniform. Alpha. Oscar. Lima. 2. Lima. Tango. Yankee. Sierra. Tango. Foxtrot. Mike. Whiskey. I say again. 5. Foxtrot. X-ray. Mike. 3. Uniform. X-ray, Golf, 2, Sierra, Kilo, 7, Juliet, Oscar, Charlie, Quebec, India, Uniform, Alpha, Oscar, Lima, 2, Lima, Tango, Yankee, Sierra, Tango, Foxtrot, Mike, Whiskey. This complete. This is milepost. Out. All stations. This is milepost. Right? November 3, Oscar, Zulu, Hotel, stand by. November 3, Oscar, Zulu, Hotel, stand by. November 3, Oscar, Zulu, Hotel, stand by. Message follows. November 3, Oscar, Zulu, Hotel, Zulu, Victor, Lima, November, Kilo, Yankee, Uniform, 6, Lima, Papa, Zulu, India, Yankee, Kilo, Hotel, Golf, Oscar, Uniform, 6, Yankee, 2, X-ray. I say again. November 3, Oscar, Zulu, Hotel, Zulu, Victor, Lima, November, Kilo, Yankee, Uniform, 6, Lima, Papa, Zulu, India, Yankee, Kilo, Hotel, Golf, Oscar, Uniform, 6, Yankee, 2, X-ray. This is milepost. Out. All stations. This is milepost. Break. Foxtrot, November, Mike, Quebec, stand by. 5, Foxtrot, November, Mike, Quebec, stand by. 5, Foxtrot, November, Mike, Quebec, stand by. Message follows. Foxtrot, November, Mike, Quebec, Zulu, Hotel, Lima, Oscar, Alpha, Yankee, 6, 7, Delta, Charlie, 0, Juliet, 5, Echo, 7, Victor, 2, Romeo, India, Uniform, Whiskey, Sierra, Yankee, I say again. 5. Foxtrot.
November.
November. Mike. Quebec. Zulu. Hotel. Lima. Oscar. Alpha. Yankee. Sam. Delta. Charlie. Sierra. Juliet. 5. Echo. 7. Victor. 2. Romeo. Romeo. India. Uniform. Whiskey. Sierra. Yankee. This is Milepost. Out.
Well. I try and take a break, and look what happens. There's no rest. There's no rest, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you are wondering, perhaps, why exactly is Neat Intel streaming today? After announcing he was going to mostly go on a streaming hiatus for July. Now, in some regard, I am a little surprised myself. Now, I never said I was going to completely take a break from streaming. But I was planning on streaming something else entirely this week. There's a couple frequencies I'm interested in as potentially discrete. I was going to stream those at least a few days this week and kind of have an info box on the screen saying, we probably might not hear anything today. I also wanted to stream Mars Radio just to give you guys an idea what it sounds like when those guys are talking. But what I usually do is when I announce that I'm taking a break, I do leave, on the background of my computer while I'm working on other stuff. I will keep an eye on the Hfgcs just to see what's going on. And there were some messages, which, that's what the Hfgcs is for. You hear messages. Cool, great. But today's messages are, I would say, not normal. Now, some of you guys panic as soon as somebody says not normal. You hear, category 5 thing. I don't know if I put enough exclamation points there for you. Obviously, that's a little bit of hyperbole. But I will tell you what is interesting about today's messages. And let's pull up the super secret. Oh, it's just an Excel file. Well, that's not that secret. What you're looking at here, folks. Today's messages, as far as I've got them now, this 0, these are the only 2 ground station EAMs I've heard today, and I couldn't make out the call sign because they were being broadcast at the exact same time as Milepost, which is the E6 that we had up on screen earlier. We've still got on screen in the corner there. Now, let's see. Let's take a look at what this guy is doing in depth and before we get back to the messages, because I know for some of you, staring at an Excel file and transcriptions is not unlike watching paint dry. Fair enough. Now, this is our interesting fella. This is who I think, and there's a fairly good reason to assume that this is our friend Milestone, who is broadcasting messages. Now, he was, up until 1900, he was kind of broadcasting whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted, but he did seem to be broadcasting at the top and the bottom of the hour. So in other words, on the 30s and the zeros. That's some of you don't know what that language means. I'm not super sure how normal that is in some parts of the world. So top of the hour, bottom of the hour, we're talking about, at the start. So when it's the 00 minute, and the bottom of the hour, it's the middle, it's the 30. Now, not absolutely. Because we can go back and look here. He's been broadcasting whenever he wants. He started at 1625. He broadcast a message at 1639, 1718. He is doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants. It will give you guys the wrong impression if I accuse it of hijacking the Hfgcs. That is almost certainly not what it is. It's not literally hijacking. It's not a terrorist event. It's not commandeering the Hfgcs. But the usual routine, the ground station broadcasts a message, and then the E6s hear it, and they fly over the ocean, and then they broadcast that same message from the ground station, where they act as a relay. They broadcast it a few times, and then we go and we clap, and sometimes on Twitter, someone will say, oh, look, it's the trailing wire, it's the loops, it's the loop-de-loops, and then someone gets mad at me for saying loop. The same old song and dance that's routine and normal. That's not what's happening today, because if that's what was happening today, I wouldn't have bothered to come back for my break. Fair enough? Fair enough. So what is happening? Milepost is broadcasting as far as I know, because I didn't run an overnight stream, its first message that I heard was at 1625, and you can see it's 48 characters long. I do think you guys can see that highlighted, as long as I'm on there. Yep. 48 characters, 1625. Broadcast again at 1630. Okay. And then the same message at 1639, but it's not the same message because there's an extra 7 characters at the end. You guys see the difference there? Now, what exactly is going on there? Because I have never seen or documented something like this before to the best of my awareness. And thinking how I would double check that is a little bit tricky. You know, we do have thousands of transcriptions, so we're kind of going off memory here, but I've never seen a message quite like this. Because in theory, you know how they repeat the first 6 characters of any message? That should tell you that is a unique message. There's no other like. So what am I talking about here? You know, the first 6 characters here, November 3 Whiskey Alpha 65. Like for a simple example, let's say, you know, there was a message A B C D E F blah 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 blah. Whatever. Let's just say, you know, just to make it easy for you guys, a 10 character message. And because they always repeat those first 6 characters, that kind of gives you its unique ID. So if you ever hear an operator say, you know, another message starting A, B, C, D, E, F, you can reasonably expect it's going to be the same message. And over and over and however many times they say it. There's not going to be a message in there that, even though it has the same first 6 characters, is going to, you know, secretly be different by 1 character. Again, this is just an example. You don't usually hear numbers like this in EAMs. You don't hear ones, for example. We're just speaking abstractly. But this is what you have here. Both these messages start with the same 6 characters, and they're almost the same. But at 1639, and again at 1700, and again at 1730, there's an extra 7 characters. So I thought, what's going on there? The other thing that I'm thinking, what's going on here? This is not above the Gulf of Mexico. You know, that's fine. It doesn't have to be above the Gulf of Mexico. But what is it doing here? You know, it's flying these loops. Obviously, you know, we allow for a lot of possibilities here on Neat Intel. We say, you know, we don't know everything. It's not possible to know everything. You know, maybe here in Millwood Lake, there is secretly a underground military base underwater that is receiving these messages and just flying this big loop to obfuscate that fact. Maybe here at the right Patman Lake. Or what is this? Another body of water. Or is this like a building? Sulphur River. I'm gonna say we it's probably fair to assume there's not underwater bases or underwater submarines here. So what is it doing? And why is it doing 2 loops? What is the purpose of this second loop? Folks, I don't know the purpose of the second loop. You know, sometimes we see these 1 loops. Now it's doing a second loop. Is it going to do a 3rd loop? Is it going to do a 4th loop? Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know. You know? I would like to know. Simply put, I do not. Now, what else can we talk about as being unusual here? Well, as mentioned, it's not doing the usual thing where, you know, the E6 repeats the ground stations. If anything, at one point, the ground station repeated it. And again, here, this is a repeat of an earlier message, right? These zeros, I haven't heard the ground station call sign today. I'm not sure what it was. Yesterday it was Swan Lake, which is a pretty cool call sign. Now, let's talk about, I don't know, what could be going on here. And there is some information that's been shared with me, and we should talk about that information when we get to it. Maybe we should get this radar in the corner working correctly there. It's not following it properly, that's the problem. Oh, I see the issue. I see the problem. Hold on. Oop. How's that? Not that good. You guys see that? Is that a little better? That's a little better. Push that down a bit. So, as we're live, and you know we're watching the plane, we're seeing what is bro doing. We're watching and listening. we're listening and watching. We're using our ears and our eyes to determine what might be going on. And by the way, the cropping here is not great. Let me see if I can fix this a little bit. How do I add a split view? Just because I would like you guys to be able to see. There we go. You couldn't see the SDR credit earlier. It's a little hard. You do have to zoom in, I guess. But skip.land, this is in Louisiana. This is where we can get most of the messages received today. And the map on the right, don't worry about it too much for the moment. Let's do this. There, you're not too worried about that map of the world. Can I? Nope. There we go. So that's why the stream is up. Because this is not normal. What is this E6 doing? Is it an exercise? There is information you guys shared with me. Let me take a look. I got some DMs on Twitter after the stream went live. Let me see here. From Ken Wydower. Maybe I'll put that up on screen. Let me see. Did he post about this on Twitter or did he just DM me? He just DM'd me. But Ken Wydower, thank you very much. You commented, odd things are happening down south. A nuke sniffer went out to check on the hurricane and 3 surface radar surveillance planes took off. Warwatch Intel comments that he is talking about B-52s. He's talking about, let's see. No, he's talking about different things. Warwatch Intel is commenting that there are 2 B-52s south of the E6 position. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull those up on here. Maybe what we can try... This is hold music, by the way. How's this doing? Press on a scale of 1 to 5, folks, if you can rate your experience with this hold music. Oh, hold on. There's that B-52 that you guys are talking about. There he is. Oh, and it's messed up. Look at this. The thing on the bottom. Where did the headline go? Where did it... Oh, this is the wrong thing. Is this right? There we go. Fixed. Resolved. Flight Radar 24 shows us that B-52. Because that's not going to show up on ADS-B Exchange for whatever reason. And he's flying whatever path here. Which, where is the E6? I gotta... He is south of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Where is Hot Springs, Arkansas? There he is. So yeah, there's our friend the E6. There's the B-52. And let me see on another screen. Oh, that seems ominous, but we'll run with that for a little bit because let me pull up the images that were shared with me on Twitter. Over DM. If it was a tweet, I would have linked to it, but thank you again to Ken Wydower. This is what he called attention to. Is that going to load? It may not load. Oh, hold on. I know what to do. Just give me 30 more seconds. This is going to work, I promise. There we go. How does that look? Not great. No, it's decent. It's fine. It's just not centered. Oh, but you can't see the... No, you can see the... You can see everything. So this is what Ken wanted to call attention to. Now, what is the second thing that Ken wanted to call attention to here? We can get that up on screen. This. What's going on here? I don't know. What were his comments? Odd things happening down south. A nuke sniffer went to check on the hurricane, and then 3 surface radar surveillance planes take off. So from this, is it possible to ascertain that the U.S. military has declared war on a hurricane? Ladies and gentlemen, yes, absolutely. The E6 has declared war on... Is there a hurricane right now, though? Is there a hurricane right now? Thank you, Microsoft Bing. Hurricane Beryl, now a major hurricane, continues westward. But where is that? See, that's why I had the weather turned on ADSB Exchange. Where is the hurricane here? Is this it? Like, where is it right now? If I'm going to make these ridiculous... I don't know anything about weather, ladies and gentlemen. I really am sticking to my niche here, which is just, hey, look at these, look at the planes. Oh, we can put that back now, right? Look at that plane, which is not even centered. Look at the plane. So again, that is E6 Alpha Echo 040D. There are 2 maps of the same plane that you're looking at right now. I guess this gives you the context of how many other E6s are in the air right now, which is none. Literally just this guy. Abovo 01. You have a E4 down in... Why is he down there? Is this normal for them to be that down there in San Antonio? I don't know. I do not know. What is this? Is this a meteor strike? Perhaps. Perhaps this is a meteorite and the aliens have arrived. This is a spaceship. This is like the contrail of a spaceship. How do I get this map down? Because I'm just saying silly things now. So we'll look at the Excel again just to give you an idea. We haven't heard a message now in... Wait a minute. This is not up to date. Now we're going to use the fancy magics of technology here. Wow. So we last heard a message at 1844. The current time is 1923. Now, we were expecting a message at 1900. If you look at the routine we've been seeing, we would have expected a message at 1900. And we did not hear it. Are we going to hear a message at 1930? So like 7 minutes from now? We might not. Or maybe they changed to another frequency because they found out that we're streaming. You know, I'm not joking. That's actually something worth taking a look at right now. There's an SDR in Texas, which is quite good. One of these. Is it this one? I think it's the one in Galveston. Let's see. One of these you have to double check because it doesn't receive anything ever. Is it this one? Yeah, it might be this one. There are a couple SDRs on this map where you have to actually check that it receives any messages at all. Because some of them actually do not, like, the SDR is set up. But it doesn't, like, not just EAMs, like, it doesn't get anything, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Now, this one obviously is getting messages. Let's just check. Easiest way of checking an SDR, just go to like 10,000 kilohertz and see if it can hear things. There we go. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. I was just setting up some additional SDRs in the background. Because they may have changed the frequencies or something. Jason asks, is it true a cargo train went from China to Moscow? Do they not normally do that? Is that not... They have trade, right? I don't know. I would assume that's normal, but I don't usually pay attention to cargo trains going from China to Moscow or vice versa. But if we just go back, so when did this all... 1725, this... Is this working correctly? 21st, 1625, so 1630... Just give you an idea. 60... Oops, that's a bad color. How's that? That's a little better. 1630... Obviously, this is not the only time messages were broadcast, but it gives you an idea. 1830, so every 30 minutes, if you wanted to hear a message, you were guaranteed to be able to hear something had you been tuned in. But it was not true at 1900, and in about 4 minutes, we're going to find out if it's going to be true at 1930. Now, the question everyone's asking, did they do this just to interrupt my break? The answer is probably yes. They found out that I was going to take a break from monitoring the Hfgcs. And they said, well, let's do something to bring him back and see how serious he is about his break. Fairly serious, but, you know, again, if strange things happen in the neighborhood, you call NE Intel and he does a live stream, I guess. And possibly this format of live stream is a little bit better. Maybe not the start so much because I wasn't really talking, but if I do come on and talk, maybe you guys like that. Mr. Fate comments insightfully, they name a hurricane after a Sailor Moon villain and a Mercury is dispatched. Spot on, sir. I wouldn't have even thought of that. That is very profound, actually, genuinely. I don't even know if they thought of that. They should have. That's one of those things where, like, life imitates art, really. For those of you unaware, Hurricane Beryl, that's not actually her real name, though. We're in trouble. Is Beryl her real name in the original series? Sailor Moon Wiki Beryl. I'm not like, is that a name they invented for the dub? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, her real name is Queen Beryl. Beriru. That's correct. It's named after the mineral. I was just wondering, did like Viz when they did the dub just make up names? Because they used to do that with anime like back in the day. They still do for some. It's ridiculous. So that is valid. That is a valid observation. The record should note that the U.S. military is trying to manifest Sailor Moon to become real. Thank you very much. Now, I have the static muted for you guys, so you should not be able to hear it. Because if it wasn't muted, I don't think you'd be able to hear me, because I know every other time that I've talked while, like, the background audio has been on, you guys can't hear me. Like, if I do this right now, I'm fairly confident you guys can't hear me. Like, I could start reading off, like, digits on my, like, credit cards and stuff, and you guys would not be able to hear it. Let's try that right now. Now, if you use noise isolation after the fact, you're cheating, so don't do that. 4537 0491 5824. Can you guys hear that? I don't think you can. So I don't think you guys heard that just now, which is good because I was reading off my credit card information, including the security card code at the back. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if you use a noise isolating software after the fact and get my credit card information, you're cheating. I've actually canceled the credit card already, so you're not going to be able to place any charges on it. Nice try, though. Loud and clear. Perfect. Now loud and clear. You did hear the credit card information. Okay, that's bad. Did you hear the security card code on the back? I don't think you did. Because I spoke a little softly. 58. I don't know. I don't know. Folks, I'm just going to take a 5-minute break to call my credit card company. No, I'm kidding. It is now 1930. We're not hearing anything, but obviously the plane is still in the air. Let's go back to our friend, the B-52, and see what he's doing. Can you guys see that? No, you can't. There you go. Now you can see it. What is he doing? Why is he there? Who are they attacking? Now imagine being down here in like Fort Johnson. Oh, that's a military thing. I was gonna say, like, imagine you were like sitting in a lighthouse. Well, why would a lighthouse be that far away from the ocean? That's fine. Let's say you were in Elizabeth and you saw like a B-52 flying around you. Or let's say you were at BJ's Go-Kart Speedway. Well, it wasn't that close to it. Let's say you were at Plainview High School and you saw a B. That's pretty cool, actually. I'd be psyched if I was at a high school and I saw a B-52 flying near it. Where would you be nervous to have a B-52? Let's say you're at Cooter's Bog. Oh, folks, breaking news. I just heard a sound. We're going to go quiet now to hear what he has to say.
This is West Coast, clear last area.
That was West Coast asking last caller to say again, but we didn't hear what last caller said in the first place, so that's invalid. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now, can you guys hear that static? I don't think you can. All right. Comment from Big Al. No more Chinese ladies on your stream, please. My partner saw her on your stream yesterday, and at first thought I was on a Chinese dating website. Nearly lost my gentleman sausage. Cheers, pal. So, sir, that is Jang Won Young of the Korean pop idol group IVE. Previously, she was a member of Eyes One, Eyes on Me, Eyes On. I don't know how you say it. Actually, if you checked out yesterday's time card for June 30th, the song there was from Eyes One. I'm pretty sure it's Eyes One. But there's like an apostrophe. No, there's a little asterisk between the Z and the O. So I always thought it should be like Eyes On, but apparently it's Eyes One. Anyway, she's like super popular. And I thought it would be good to have her on screen because it's more informative, generally speaking, I think, than information. And by the way, accusing her of being Chinese, someone has literally already been sued for that, so I would encourage you to retract your... I'm not joking. Someone sued her, or she sued someone for calling her Chinese. On... I can't remember. I want to say... Oh, what's that website called? Like the Chinese... No, not the Chinese... Yeah, the Chinese version of YouTube. They have their own thing. Billy. Is that right? I'm gonna check in the background. I'm pretty sure I'm thinking of Billy, but I'm not 100% sure, so grain of salt there. She sued someone for accusing her of being Chinese, so... West 11 Bravo comments, someone asked earlier if she was your girlfriend. I said you would have no problem with that. I would be very flattered and honored to date her, but she has very definite boundaries. And actually, if there's no messages soon, I'm not just gonna keep shouting at the... I mean, this is like verbal harassment at some point. Just shouting about Lord knows what. So I might just put it back, and then I'll... Oh, up.
Great. India, Echo, standby. Message follows. 5, Foxtrot, Yankee, Quebec, India, Echo, Zulu, Romeo, Delta, 6, 2, India, Golf, 7, Golf, Mike, Delta, Sierra, Bravo, Delta, Hotel, Lima, 4, 5, Oscar, Uniform, Juliet, 7, 4, Hotel, I say again, 5, Foxtrot, Yankee, Quebec, India, Echo, Zulu, Romeo, Delta, 6, 2, India, Golf, 7, Golf, Mike, Delta, Sierra, Bravo, Delta, Hotel, Lima, 4, 5, Oscar, Uniform, Juliet, 7, 4, Hotel. This is 8 Fund out.
So I don't know what the call sign was there. I didn't really hear it that well at the end. I would like to hear them say it again, and we haven't heard it before because it was talking over when I was saying it earlier. But yeah, that was not a broadcast by the E6. That was a broadcast by the ground stations, which I would say is kind of the first normal EAM I've heard today, because that came from the ground station and not the E6. And the ground station was not repeating something that the E6 had already broadcast, at least that we're aware of. So that's now normal. I would say the first normal thing. Are things completely normal now? Was it not normal before? These are questions you can ask. These are questions that many pundits are asking this morning after watching last week's debate performance. But this is possible. Maybe someone was not cognitively, maybe they accidentally pressed a button and made the E6 do things. Maybe there's a secret underwater base down there in the ocean. Down here in Millwood Lake. Are you guys seeing Millwood Lake? There it is. You guys are commenting 15016. Are they repeating the same message on 15016? Wouldn't that be a little Christmas gift? I don't hear it. I don't see it. Is the E6 doing it maybe? Do I have to be closer? 15016. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't hear it. That's okay. We'll keep an eye on the situation as it develops. Now, did all of those SDRs pick up that message earlier? Because if the one in the middle didn't pick anything up, there's no point in staying on it, right? Let me check. How long ago was that message? Time flies, late. Oh yeah, I was on there. Okay, we can stay there. That's a good SDR. Oh, up. Now maybe we didn't see it, but you see the dot there? That's like a thing. That's a plane pressing like a pager. Not literally, but metaphorically. That's how I think of it. So we might hear a message soon. Maybe that's the B-52. Oh no, you guys can't hear me. Can you hear me now? I think you can hear me now. Yeah, maybe the B-52 is about to talk. Or maybe it's not. You know, let's go back. Oh, what the spruce? Oh no. I'm going to show you guys why I just said, oh no. I'll show you. Where's the B-52? Where did he go? Where's the plane? I've lost everything. I'm the most incompetent streamer. Guys, this is extremely embarrassing. I don't even know where the planes I'm talking about are. Like, I know where they're here. Right? There's the plane I'm talking about. But where is it on Flight Radar 24? And where did the B-52 go? You know, this is a new level of incompetence for me, ladies and gentlemen. Live flight not found. We lost it. This is pathetic. Guys, this is... Imagine tuning into a stream where a guy's like, oh, I'm going to tell you about planes. I don't even know where the planes are. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Guys, I'm going to take a... Where? What's the spruce? The plane's not even on the side of the... You know what's happening here? This is... We need a snack break. We need a snack... We're low on carb... No, I just ate. I'm not low on carbohydrates. I'm good. There's that plane. What we are going to do, though, I need like 30 seconds, 45 seconds. No, let's give it a solid minute, because we always want to wash our hands before going to the bathroom. Neat Intel will be right back. Now, you guys know that I'm going to the bathroom, but for anyone who didn't already tune in, we're going to make it so when they tune in, they think that like something reputable and serious is going on. So for anyone not around, like if they join right now and they ask when is Nitel coming back, say, well, he's talking to his sources. Okay, let's do that. Now, just in case, we're gonna have all of these live at the same time. So if a message happens, you guys can hear it. I'll be back. Folks, we're back. I was away doing an investigation, just to investigate all of the information that was available for us, and any updates. As you can see on the screen right now, the E6 is breaking from its loop just above a city there. Where is that? The city of Hope. It might be a township or something for all we know. Ladies and gentlemen, but it is breaking from its loop that it was currently in. Let's take a look at that in real time. You see that? It was in a loop earlier, this north-south loop, and then it was in this east-west loop, and now it is breaking from the east-west loop. Now, the question that I have is it going to start a third loop, or is it headed back to the Air Force base here, which is not loading for me, and I'm fairly certain that's not it. Is it Tinker? Where did it come from? Where is Tinker Air Force Base? Oklahoma. Okay, great. The Alzheimer's hasn't completely messed with me. What? No, I don't have no, I'm joking. That's nothing to make light of, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I retract that comment. Where is bro going? Well, we're gonna watch and find out. He is cruising at 26,000, almost 27,000 feet. And if you're just joining us here on the stream, this, that's not what we want to look at. I'm still not sure what the ground station call sign is, but this is a more presentable form of looking at the information. Ladies and gentlemen, today was supposed to be the first day of a hiatus from regular monitoring activity, and it is. This is not regular monitoring. When the activity ends today, the stream will end and won't continue because we're only here for interesting, exciting things. To be honest, the Hfgcs most days of the week, most weeks of the year is fairly boring. It is important work. You should do it just to get an idea of what is normal, so that when things that are not normal happen, you can kind of jump up and say, hey, that's not normal. And that's what happened today. This is not normal, I would say. This is not a typical Monday. That's what I mean when I say it's not normal. I'm not saying, that the enemies are at the gates and the U.S. is about to go to war or anything like that. I'm just saying this is not a typical Monday. This is not what we'd expect an E6 to do. We have heard, let's see. The E6 has broadcast no less than 20 messages today. Does this really mean anything? I don't know. But, when you contrast it against what an E6 usually does, like, let's take a look at what happened yesterday, on the 29th. These 4 messages were broadcast by E6 Alpha Echo 0413. These 4, after it was broadcast by the ground station. So that's typically what we expect these E6s to do. That's not what happened today. The E6 was broadcasting messages before the ground station did. So as we see here, milepost is the E6, and we don't yet know the call sign of the ground station, but it broadcast after the E6. So not typical. Now, for those of you who have been following the time cards the last month or so, well, that's how long they've been going out routinely, is for the month of June. Not unprecedented. It actually has been happening more often as of late. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at a reputable resource for the Hfgcs, which is twitter.com/neatintel. And you can see he's been posting about today's activity. But let's go back. What day was that? June 28th. There you see, he points it out. He says that the EAM was broadcast by the E6 and afterwards by the ground station, and this has been happening more often as of late. And in between, oh, here we go. This is a post on June 28th. see, has something changed? Because this is not new. It's been happening a few times this month. And usually with respect to these E6s that seem to be like over the Gulf of Mexico or broadcasting on this schedule, as we saw summarized earlier in the stream, at the top and the bottom of the hour. Warwatch Intel comments that the Twitter source seems sus. Fair enough. You always want to get your information from a number of resources. So I cannot personally comment on NEAT Intel. I've never talked to the guy directly, but he seems to know his stuff. Seems to. The jury is still out. The E6 now. Let's throw up the big image on the jumbotron. No, that's that NEAT Intel guy again. Get out of here. There we go. So it does not seem to me to be starting a third loop because that is a very aggressive return. I think it's headed straight back to Tinker Air Force Base. So what was it doing today? I don't know. Let's update the headline. Which earlier was being odd. No, Susibaka is now returning to base. It was being a Susibaka, so we're gonna stick with that. But it does now seem to be returning to base, so we will continue to monitor the situation there. But that does align with the preliminary analysis I shared with you earlier, which, again, started off around 1625 today, when Milepost broadcast a 48-character message before the ground station did. Actually, the ground station has not, to the best of our knowledge, broadcast this message. Fair enough, broadcasted again, 5 minutes later as a repeat at the bottom of the hour. Now, what's interesting at that point is 9 minutes later, it broadcast the message again, but with an extra 7 characters at the end. Do you see the difference there? Otherwise, the same message, but an additional 7 characters at the end. So that broadcast that again at 1700, and then half an hour later, broadcast another set of messages. Half an hour later, broadcast another set of messages. Half an hour later, broadcast some more, and nothing heard at 1900. Do you see the big jump there from 1844 to 1935? See, nothing heard at 1900, nothing heard at 1930, and at 1935, again, we still don't know the ground station call sign, but at 1935, it broadcast a message that the E6 had not broadcast. So it looks like things seem to have returned to normal sometime between 1800 and 1844, because we haven't heard Milepost, the E6, broadcast in quite a while. And now we clearly see, although we will need to continue to keep an eye on what's going on there, but it does appear to the pundits, and I say pundits as opposed to experts, to the folks who pay attention to these things, perhaps it seems to them like the E6 is returning to Tinker Air Force Base. Now, folks, you're asking very good questions. Why here? Is there anything of repute in this area? Things to look at. Now, what have you suggested? Caligal suggests, is there an L3 Harris test facility near that flight path? Let's take a look. Test facility, Louisiana. What if we just do L3 Harris, Louisiana? What if we do... hold on. Hold on. I don't want to do like maps.google.com and then it automatically is like, hey, look, it's your house. Oh, no, I'm on a VPN anyways. L3 Harris. So there's one near Waco, but it doesn't seem like there's anything near where it was. Right? Maybe? Hold on. Hold on. Shreveport. Where is Shreveport? I'm not familiar with this area. Well, hold on. I know where Texas is. Like, Texas is over here. Waco, Dallas, Austin. No, it's not that close to it. Nah, I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know how to read maps, but I'm pretty good at maps, so I don't think so. Folks are commenting as well that the E3 seems to be returning to base. I haven't even talked about the E3 on this stream. I just completely was like, I don't know. And we saw one B-52, and then we didn't see it anymore on flight radar. Oh my goodness, you can't even see the plane in the corner of the stream anymore. There we go. Shreveport. Yeah, Shreveport is in Louisiana. I was just trying to get a angle for where things were. But like you can see right now, like Shreveport is pretty much right there, right? Like that's where Barksdale Air Force. What a fun coincidence that is. Wait, is that the answer? Was it just flying around near Barksdale Air Force Base? Is that it? Where is it? Where's Barksdale Air Force Base? Is it here? There's that bend. So it's a bit whirly. It's a bit whirly. And then it kind of stabilizes. I think Barksdale is here? That's a tough question. Oh, with the spruce. But is Barksdale down here? This is painful. We're not doing this. I'm not spending 30 minutes looking at a map and boring you guys. If someone can determine that the plane was near Barksdale Air Force Base, that would be neat, but it doesn't look like it was actually just above. Although, like, it's definitely in, you know, the area at minimum, but whether it was right above, I don't think so. I think it's pretty much normal. It's obvious on ADS-B. You need to change your map. Let's do this one. All right. Here we go. Uh-oh. Talking. I hear voices. Folks, I'm not going to talk very much because we need to hear this, so let's hear him talking. That's why I'm not talking right now. Let's listen. We're going to listen and hear it. I think it wants to check out of the net, and I'm going to check other frequencies, so I'm not going to talk very much. So let's stay tuned.
8-1. This is milepost. I have you weak and unreadable. How copy? Over.
Last caller, this is 8-1, please say last, over.
8-1, this is milepost on 15016. How copy? Over.
Milepost, this is 8-1, I have you Lima Charlie, how many? Over. This is 8-1. I request you authenticate Bravo Charlie Delta. I say again, Bravo Charlie Delta. How copy? Over.
Bravo, Alpha, Delta. I say again, Bravo, Alpha, Delta. Over.
Milepost, this is 8-1. I authenticate Bravo, Alpha, Delta with India. I say again, Bravo, Alpha, Delta with India. If correct, I have you exiting the net at 2012 Zulu. How copy, over.
This is Milepost. You have us exiting the net at 2012 Zulu. My faith in your plan. Hopefully they should start your phone. This is Milepost at 20.
Well, folks, it was a little hard to hear that. The SDR that you would have figured would have been able to hear the E6 because it was nearby could not hear it that well. And we faintly heard it on this one in Montana. And the ground station came in very clearly in the SDR in Louisiana. So kind of the reverse of what you would figure, but everything lines up. The E6 is now returning to base. And we can take a look at that map again just to show you. He does indeed look to be heading back. And we can sort of see this flight map, which gives you the, let's get rid of this, I don't care for that. This gives you information that a usual map might not. This is what a plane man might look at when he is flying his plane. For example, over here, this tells you that the terrain rapidly rises and to be cautious of that. In other words, don't fly your plane into ground. But it does seem to me, as someone who has never used one of these plane maps before in my life, to be fairly smooth sailing, except for these spikes, which kind of remind me of like in Super Mario when you jump into the pit of spikes and you die. So that's probably not what you want to fly into. But you know, you can change to a different map, such as this, which is just gray. Very reassuring if you want an easy flight. What other maps do we have? Oh, this is a cool map. Look at that. It clearly tells you Tinker Air Force Base, which lets us go down to earlier and see is there anything nearby of interest, which when it's not being blurry and hard to read, there we go. So it wasn't too close to Barksdale Air Force Base. You see, that's the loop it flew, and that little circle is the base, I presume. But there may be other things of interest. You can see it's kind of, it was pivoting on those two circles. Maybe I can just show you the cursor for a moment. This is my computer's gonna get mad at me for doing this, but you see how it pivoted about these two circle things? Well, again, as someone who's never used this kind of map either, I find that interesting. Like, this is the first loop, and it originally entered that loop after pivoting on that one, and then flew about. And then when it changed to the other loop, it pivoted on this orb. So it's pivoting on orbs, and then when it exited the orb, it kind of just did whatever it wanted. Yeah, we're going to have to turn off the cursor now, because my computer is getting very mad at me at streaming the moving cursor. It's like playing a Nintendo... It's like playing a PlayStation 5 video game on dial-up, if you understand what I'm getting at. It was making using the mouse very choppy. So those are the kinds of things that someone may be interested in and be able to characterize this as nothing too extraordinary in terms of what the plane was doing. Possibly. That's, one way of looking at it. But again, just in terms of the messages we saw, the EAM's broadcast, not typical for a Monday. Now, something we didn't even talk about, ladies and gentlemen. July 1st is the first day of the last quarter of fiscal year 2024 for the U.S. government. Their financial year starts October 1st. So this is the first day of the last quarter, July 1st. Now, what does that mean for you and me? What it means, I'll show you. Before this, let me show you one more thing before I lose my audience here, because nothing else is going to happen today. Really, if you're just here because you think the world is about to, it's not. It was going to, but they just canceled it because they said, oh, no, everything's fine. But what you could do, you're already almost here. You're on the Neat Intel YouTube channel. So when this is done, you're going to go to the Neat Intel YouTube channel. You'll click the little, where is, it has to, oh, they changed the format. You'll click Neat Intel, and then you're going to do is scroll down to the Daily Time Card Project. This is the nice part, ladies and gentlemen, because this project started June of last year, and now you can start to compare and contrast. And there's two ways to compare and contrast. You can say, today is July 1st. What kind of messages were broadcast July 1st of 2023? And the audio is muted because we don't want to trip any copyright strikes or anything like that. But you see what kind of messages were broadcast July 1st. And you could go here. You could go to this website and you're going to change, to a normal map or something so that you're not overwhelmed by it. But you see this history tab? You click that and you go very simply 2023 and you hit enter. And now you see what kind of flights did they fly July 1st, 2023, the E6s and the E4s. Isn't that crazy? That's amazing. So you can kind of look at it that way. The other thing you could do is say, well, hold on, because July 1st, 2023 was a Sunday. What about the first Monday of the last fiscal year quarter of financial year 2023? Well, when we put our heads together, we stop and we think, well, if the Sunday was the first, then the Monday would be the third. And this is what was broadcast on July 3rd. That's nothing remarkable, actually. I'm doing this in real time, by the way. This is me reacting in real time. So, oh wow, that's interesting flights, but the EAM is not really what you would expect. So you'd have to do a little bit more digging to try and ascertain what exactly happened here today. Was today precedented? Has something like this happened before in a routine, predictable manner? Perhaps not. Why can't you guys see things? How's that? That's a little better. Just on the side there, you see the E6s returning to Tinker Air Force Base. So that doesn't quite answer any questions, actually, but it is good to have that information available because now you have like a contrast, right? You can look at what was broadcast last year. Now, some of you are saying, well, hold on, Neat Intel, because it's a pain for me to have to look through, these videos that you've made. Whereas you have this Excel spreadsheet and you can very quickly and very easily, you can do a filter and you just type in, oh, what happened 2023, July 1st, and pull it up without having to click through these songs and dances and videos. So that's not really fair. And you are completely correct. I'm working on it. I'm figuring out how to release this. The answer is ultimately at some point I will release it regardless. But what I would like to do is really encourage more people to get involved in monitoring. This has taken a heck of a lot of time. Not a lot of money, but it has indeed been sponsored by you guys, and I haven't talked about it. On the bottom, we have links you can support the project, and many of you have, and it is always well appreciated. It keeps the project going, which is why even during I think well-needed hiatus, just to kind of reorganize ourselves here, there will be content. When I do see something unusual, I will hop up and do a stream and tell you guys why the stream is up as time allows. I couldn't do that sooner today, which is why you just had Jang Wan Young keeping you guys company until I could do so. But I did put up a map at some point, and I think the computer is very mad at me for that, so I had to shut it down, actually, which is why we pivoted to the laptop. It all worked out very well, actually. But yeah, this data will eventually be released in some form or another, but I will be honest, I am in no rush to do so, because I'm thinking how, I consider this probably invaluable in a way, although it has its flaws, and I'll talk about those at some point. Anywho. So that's gonna be done. But I'm not done holding it hostage. Kidding, not kidding, kidding, not kidding. Who knows? What else is there really to tell you? This is part of a trend that's been going on the last little bit, as I talked about on my Twitter recently. These E6s near the Gulf, they're being strange. Not as strange as the E6s that go up to Lake Superior, but today's broadcasting message stuff, not normal. That this is not normal. You can contextualize it a little bit. Now, not normal, maybe this is just an unusual exercise. First day of the last quarter, let's go with our best foot forward and do crazy exercises and crazy stuff. That's a possible explanation. Maybe they saw Neat Intel is going on a hiatus and they said, well, let's mess with him and make him do a stream, even if he thinks he's going to take a break. No, we're going to do stuff. That's another possible explanation. I can hear voices. What?
5, Foxtrot, Yankee, Quebec, India, Echo, stand 5, message forward. 5, Foxtrot, Yankee, Quebec, India, Echo, Zulu, Romeo, Delta, 6, 2, India, Golf, 7, Golf, Mike, Delta, Sierra, Bravo, Delta, Hotel, Lima, 4, 5, Oscar, Uniform, Juliet, 7, 4, Hotel, I say again, 5, Foxtrot, Yankee, Quebec, India, Echo, Zulu, Romeo, Delta, 6, 2, India, Golf, 7, Golf, Mike, Delta, Sierra, Bravo, Delta, Hotel, Lima, 4, 5, Oscar, Uniform, Juliet, 7, 4, Hotel. This is Abatable out.
So, folks, that is a different E6. So let's quickly show you what's going on here, so that you know what is going on, because you may be curious. So this is the other E6 that is in the air right now. So it's the only possible thing, even though it's not quite broadcasting on the time you might expect. Oh my gosh, why can you see those bookmarks? Those aren't bad, but they're just not relevant. They're distracting. I'm not sure what the call sign was. Debatable, abatable, evadable, evasive. I don't. You'd have to hear it again. And he's probably going to broadcast again at 2040. But you can see this is E6 Alpha Echo 0417 and Alpha Echo 040D, where is he going? He's not going to Tinker Air Force Base unless he's going to like fly north and then do a big U-turn, like a big fancy military plane. He's going to like do a U-turn and land, which is super suave, which is fine, which is probably the best way of doing that landing, I guess. But that's who broadcast that message just now, which is not the subject of this stream. But actually, you can see like this is not weird. This is now normal. So I'm not sure what the heck the ground station call sign is still, because it was like something 8 bond or 8 on. I don't. It was something. And then this thing, which we couldn't really tell what it was, debatable, maybe. Let's say debatable just for the sake of it. The ground station broadcast the message before the E6, so that's normal. And it's probably going to broadcast it again at 2040 and 2110, and then 2140, and like, you can decent money that this is what it will look like. But we haven't heard those, so we can't be super sure, but that's pretty much, I'm guessing, what's going to happen. However, that is not what we're going to do today. Because this stream is about the E6 Alpha Echo 040 Delta. Where did he go? We need to get him back on the screen. Please go back. There we go. So when he does his U-turn finally and lands at Tinker Air Force Base, which he needs to do quickly, otherwise I'm wrong and he's going to go somewhere else. And I would hate to be wrong. I would actually just end the stream that much quicker if it looked like I was going to be wrong. But see, he heard me and he started turning, which is how the military should operate. Thank you. They're listening to me. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wanted to watch a YouTube channel where clearly, what am I even saying? See, he is doing the YouTube. I mean, he's landing soon. So that plane is gonna do messages. Why, whatever. When the plane lands, the stream will end because the topic of the stream won't be doing anything else interesting. So that'll be it. The E6 is listening to my commands and will be landing shortly. Bill B7 comments, hopefully he spells out neat in the Skytrack. I think they would just, like, kidnap me before they bothered to do anything along those lines. I genuinely believe last week was beyond the grounds of coincidence. When I suggested Blackpink as a Hfgcs call sign, and like 3 days later they used Black Ink as a call sign. It's just a very difficult coincidence, just hand wave entirely. But I do think if it got to a point where I was a problem, it would be. I can't imagine it would be much of a challenge at all for the U.S. military to figure out who I am and where I live. They probably already know that. If they really cared, they already know that. But no, it's when it's obvious what they're going to do, it's not magical powers. They're not actually listening to my commands. I just thought that would be fun. And I know you guys thought it would be fun too. And then, whatever. What am I even saying? So that's why we did the stream today. I don't know what the call sign was. And I'm still not super sure what the ground station call sign is. Let me see. Bond Ape. Sometimes you have to listen to them over and over. This list is not correct, by the way. Several of the names on this list are wrong. Someone sent me this a while ago. But it's still a decent enough reference. But don't worry, I'm not sending that because that's not that useful. Available. Possible. Yeah, I'll listen back. Probably it was some. That sounds correct. Clear ID is available. Let's go with Bellerophon. Bellerophon certainly, if, available. Correct. I have no objection. The call sign is available. I have no idea what the ground station call sign is, though. That is to be determined at a later date. But for me, we're waiting for these 6 to land. And when it lands, that's it, because that's what the stream is about. It's not a regular Hfgcs stream. But again, I was originally planning on streaming something else this week, so in the background before I went live with this, I was listening to a couple frequencies to see is anything going on there. One of the Mars radio frequencies is still fairly active, so at some point this week maybe we'll do a stream of that. And there's one frequency where probably won't hear anything at all, but we might do at least 1 or 2 streams of it to see maybe we hear something, and maybe we don't. But this stream today, not a routine frequency, because today was not a routine Monday. Whatever happened today was just not typical for today. So that's it. He's at 1,200 feet. We might have to go to flight radar 24. Where is Tinker, Oklahoma? There he is. Does this tell me how many feet he's at? Ground speed, 74 knots. No, if he touches and goes, I'll be very annoyed, because that is... Oh, he landed. It's over. Thank you very much for watching the stream, ladies and gentlemen. But the plane is now gray. So... Again, that's the information that we got today. I don't know all the call signs and whatever, but there it is. You can screenshot that later and zoom in and correct a typo. But an unusual day. Again, the big thing that caught my attention was when he added an extra 7 characters to an EAM from the 1625 and 1630 then to the 1639 and 1700. And then everything subsequent was just not what we usually hear on the Hfgcs. But it is now over. In about 5 minutes, you will probably hear a broadcast from the other East 6. And can he please just show up on the map? There he is. Hello. There he is. He might broadcast at 2040. But this is the part where I'm just going to get really repetitive. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your continued interest, and look forward to something else this week. I don't know what yet. And unfortunately, today interrupted me from having any time to work on any videos, so those will take longer. That's it. Thank you.